Yo, yo, what's good?
Ye- Yeah, baby.
What's good? It's been a minute.
1738.
Hey, bro, I don't know why you just said that, bro. It's been my life mission to just order
I
through the
said, hey, what's
drive-through
up, bro?
and get
Sienna
something.
Manda.
Bro, this guy messed up the wow. That's crazy. But no, I was saying is, yo, it's my life mission to just order something in the drive-through and get the bill to be 1738. You seen that video of the one guy at McDonald's or something? That was fire, bro.
Next.
Damn. All right.
uh,
Let's see how it is.
but or you could put your watch or like your phone clock on like
Wow.
24-hour mode,
I'm not uh,
and then
I'm
when
not
it's
with
like
that UK
5:38,
flex.
when it's 5:38, then you can say 1738,
Yeah, remind me to set my alarm at 5:37 so I can change it to the 24-hour clock just for that. That's crazy. I actually hate that
Oh,
about university schedules, yo. They got that in the military timings or whatever. Like,
for
bro,
what?
for the at Brock anyways, at my school,
For
they got a,
exams?
like classes even, like just your schedule, right? Like for the
So if
semester.
you have a class like 7 to 10 p.m., it's
Yeah,
gonna
it says
say
like
like
19 to 22.
19 to. Are you
They don't got that
serious?
for you? Yeah, they don't got that for you?
Hell
Really? You got it good,
no.
bro, because
Hell
sometimes,
to no, no, no.
because if I got a class at like 17, I gotta like count backwards, do like 17 minus 12 or something. I'm like, bro, what's
No, I'm not
17
gonna lie.
o'clock?
It actually is more clear. It is more clear
You
because
like it that way?
it's really easy to get. Honestly, both of them have their pros and cons. Because
I'm sure people who are
if they
used to the
say
24
8 p.m.
hour,
if they say 8 p.m., then it's really easy to mix that up with 8 a.m. So say you have an 8 a.m. exam, but you assumed it was p.m. and now you show up at 8 p.m. and you missed your exam. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like that's
yeah.
not like, but
Well, you
it's
just gotta be
really
dumb
you
to not
can't.
pay attention to the AM PM,
No,
bro.
you don't have to be dumb. That's really easy because like you would be like, damn, I've never had a morning like an exam that early in the morning before. So it's pretty safe to, and it's literally one letter difference. It says eight, colon 00 AM. The only letter that makes any of that different is one letter. Change the A to a P, and now it's a 12-hour difference. Like it really doesn't actually, like the 24-hour clock makes a lot more sense because you're not gonna mess up. What is it, 16 or 18 or whatever it is?
Exactly. That's my
20.
point, bro. We don't
No,
know.
like it doesn't matter. Like I'm not looking at it right now, but if I'm looking at it, it's easy. So
Mm,
like if it says 20, how are you gonna mess up 20 for the number 8? Like that,
yeah.
like you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, no, that
So
makes sense.
it's way
I'm
more
sure people
clear.
who are like in the UK or like anyone
No,
who's like
like
used to
if
it,
no, honestly, if you just knew how to do like basic addition and subtraction, then you really wouldn't have any problem.
subtraction, bro, can you do basic English?
Listen, man.
I'm playing,
When
I'm
did you
playing.
move to Canada? Like 2 years ago? You're still in the
Jeez,
ESL
jeez,
program, bro. I heard you're still
dang.
stage 2, bro.
Hey, bro, I
I heard
actually
they
give
still.
myself kudos for
I
never
heard your
having to go
profs
in that.
have to use pictures to show you what they're talking about in the lectures, bro.
Imagine, yo. Dang,
Yeah, man. It's okay. Don't be
dang.
ashamed, man.
It's okay, bro. I'm a international man. What can I say?
I'm a classic, man.
Come on, man. I'm not like you, Canada. Born and
Canadian,
raised. Nothing
bro.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
You wish, bro. You wish
Nothing wrong
you.
with that.
You wish, bro. You had to wait for that citizenship. Mine, they
Yeah.
gave it to me when I left the hospital, bro. First
Oh,
day out.
word? It was that
First
dang. You
day
had
out.
it easy, huh?
First day out. First day out.
Man, you know me. Hey, we had to struggle, bro. Came
This guy
from
talking about struggle.
started from the bottom, bro.
This guy
Oh man,
said he had to struggle, bro. You sold 10 gold. Bro, first of all, you don't even remember. You were 3 years old, bro.
I was 4. Come
You
on
were
now.
3 years old, bro.
Come on now.
You were literally sipping on a yogurt tube and you were
Wow.
eating some Pop Tarts. And
Mm,
you were just enjoying the plane ride, bro.
that actually sounds like my brother, bro. I hate both of those
You
things.
were petting like the goats that were sitting beside you on the plane and all that stuff. You were literally chilling. You thought you were on a petting
Oh
zoo.
man,
Little did you know you were on a plane on your way from
bro.
Pakistan to the Canada.
To Welland. Oh no, Toronto, then Welland. But
You guys
yo,
went straight to Welland?
we went to yeah, we went to we lived with my aunt for like 9 months, and she lives in Fenwick, so like 5 and 10 minutes
Say
away.
word.
And then we
You
moved
ever
to
think
actually
about
right
that, bro?
across from where you lived in Welland,
Say word.
near
Yeah, don't give
Nesbitt.
out the
All
don't
right,
give out don't give out the gubbies, bro. Don't give it the
all right.
gubbies. You know, I relocated, but still, you
Mm,
know, can't have them
mm,
look into the history,
mm.
bro. But you ever think about that, man? Like Welland, bro, a town with a population of
It's
50,000
50,000.
people,
Yeah,
and you know, from all places in the world, you know,
we
a
chose
family from Pakistan
yeah.
goes and flies, and they could have went anywhere in the world, but they went to Canada.
Especially
Not
back in
only did they go to
2004.
Canada, not only did they go to Canada, they went to Ontario. Not only did they go to Ontario, they went to the Niagara region. Not only did they go to the Niagara region, you know, they could have went to St.
Yeah,
Catharines, Niagara Falls, places that people have heard of before. They went to Welland,
well in
Ontario,
Ontario,
population of
Canada.
50,000 people, you
And this
know,
was in
and
2004 when it was even more like or less heard of. You know what I mean?
in 2004, Welland still has nothing, but
Yeah.
they had half of the nothing that they have right now in
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah.
Like it was basically half desert, and then you had like a mall that had like a pharmacy
Yeah,
in
we're
it
used
and
to
a bank,
deserts. That's
and that was
maybe
it.
that's why we chose it.
Yeah, that's probably
We
why we went.
yeah. But no, you're right because a lot of immigrants, bro, like they would move to Toronto, obviously, right? Because they're like, oh, that's where
Hmm.
the business is, that's where the money is, blah blah blah. There's a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
just heard of
immigrants in
it before,
Toronto.
bro. Like think about
Exactly,
how scary it is
exactly.
to move somewhere you've never even heard of. You know, like you don't even
Right.
know the name.
Right. I
You
think we
know.
kind of got lucky, bro, because so my dad's sister got married, obviously. So my uncle, he was born in Canada, but like he's still Pakistani, but he was like born in Canada, right? So like he's been here since like the 70s or whatever, 60s, whatever, right?
Damn.
So like he was in Hamilton, and then I guess when he got like old enough, moved out or married or whatever, they moved
Mhm,
in Fonthill and in Fenwick. So I guess they were obviously already familiar. The only reason we moved here is because my dad's sister, right, and
mhm.
my aunt and my uncle were in Fonthill. So like we lived with them for a few months when we were settling in. And so I
Right.
guess naturally we're like, oh, okay, here's some nearby locations, here's some nearby cities. We'll
Hmm.
move here. So yeah, we just moved into an apartment building for I think a year, not even. Um,
True.
yeah, like 9 months, and then we moved to the house I'm at right now. We've been here ever since. But yeah, man,
Mad.
Welland,
Yeah, bro.
Ontario,
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I think about that all the time, man. You know, like I just see like the people who like
bro.
I meet and like the people I'm close
Yeah,
to, like I'm close with and stuff. I'm just like, man, like I could have easily, like my parents could have just easily been like,
gone
okay, we're
anywhere
gonna go to
else.
Canada, but we're gonna go to Hamilton instead,
Yep,
or we're gonna go to
changes everything.
Vancouver instead, or we're gonna go to
Changes your whole life.
like Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
like and you know, like
Oh,
or
thank
like
God they
you know what I
chose
mean?
Ontario, bro.
Thank
Oh
God they
my
chose Ontario, you
goodness.
know. But even then, bro, it's just like I think about man, like you know, like every tiny change makes a huge difference, you know. So like
Yeah,
even just you know being raised in like I don't know.
St. Catharines
What's
would
a
be
random
different,
city?
bro.
Nah,
Like
low key,
Milton, like Milton.
like Milton, yeah, you know, because like St. Catharines, like I was basically raised in St. Catharines, low key,
Yeah,
because like that's where like the mosque
the
was.
mosque
So
is.
like
Yeah,
I was literally like half my life growing up, I was in St. Catharines pretty much. Like
right.
half my friends are there, you know. But like yeah, like you Milton, like you said, you know, like some random place, you know, like Milton or like
Dunville,
Dunville,
Wayne Fleet.
Fort Erie,
Yeah,
Waynefleet. You
yeah.
know, like imagine, you know, just being raised like 20 minutes away from where you were
Would
raised,
change
like
all of your friends, more or
it would
less.
change everything, man. You know, and it's
Yeah.
just crazy because it's like
It would
it
change the
just makes
teachers
me
you
feel
had,
like
changes.
everything is super meant to be because it's like,
Yeah.
man, like everybody that I meet, everyone that I get close with, like my parents could have, let alone a different city, my parents could have picked a completely different country. They could have chose to go
Yeah.
to the States.
Bro, you and I
And
would
when
have never
because we
met
went
if it
that's what
wasn't
I'm
for
saying,
Welland.
bro. You know, like that's wild to me, man.
That's crazy.
Because we got to Canada through the states. Like my family had to go to the states.
Oh, okay. That was like my cousin.
Yeah, because like we didn't have like any like papers or nothing. We were like, so we had to like go. The only way you could get in is like if you go to the states, and then you literally like walk across the border like
Mm,
on your feet, and you just
mm.
basically have to tell them like you're a refugee, and then they
Yeah.
pretty much like have to let you in,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
like the
you just
same
have
process.
to
Yeah.
yeah, and then from there they let you in. You just have to like figure everything out on your own. Like
Yeah.
you got
I
to
think
find a
something
place to
similar happened to
stay.
my cousin.
You got to find a way to like get your like get your application set up, and then you just hope that they bless you with like a citizenship sooner or later.
Right.
So it was pretty
Right.
risky, man. Like it's just crazy, man. All the stuff that
Yeah.
went into it,
Because
and
it's like,
like
yo, if so and so
yeah,
in your family didn't move, that affects your life so much. Because obviously, not only theirs, but
bro,
like your life. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. That's why like I just look at it, I just like I understand how many things happened for me to get to where I
mm,
am. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it wasn't like my great grandparents moved to Canada like, 100
yeah,
like 120 years ago, and then like all I had to do was just follow the footsteps. It's like, nah, bro. Like my parents up and took everything and left everything and
right.
just went to a random place, and then I was just a product of that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like it's just pretty crazy to me. So it's just like I just looked at everything based on that. Like I always looked at things like nothing was random. Like
yeah.
everything was like
It's all
meant to
meant
be.
to
Because I
be.
realized how easy it would have been for them to go to any other province, country, city. So I
Yeah,
was just like, dang, bro. Like the fact that they chose this random ass city, just
yeah,
means like everything that happens as a result was definitely like it was meant to
yeah.
be.
And like,
So
it's
it's
crazy
pretty
because
crazy.
a lot of times, like, just as a joke amongst friend groups, like, we just roast
Hmm.
Welland, right? Things like saying, like, oh, there's nothing to do. It's this,
Yeah,
it's that, it's
yeah,
XYZ.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, it's like for me, I'm sure you can relate too. I wouldn't have met
Hmm.
any of like my best friends if it
Hmm.
wasn't for here, right? Like
Yeah.
almost all my best friends are people I went to elementary school or high school with, right? So it's like
Right.
if take that away and put that somewhere else, right? Like another city, everything is different. My friends are different. The things I
Hmm.
do as a result would be different. Everything,
Yeah, now you would
right?
be a whole different person, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like, man, nah, I know what you mean. Obviously, like everyone roasts Valent, you know what I mean? Because like it is a
yeah,
tiny place and like there's nothing. But like honestly, man, like I'm so grateful that I was raised in Welland and not somewhere else.
yeah.
Because now, honestly, that's what I love. Like I love exactly what Welland is. I love being in a city that's just quiet.
Quiet.
Like you could just everyone just minds their own business. You know what I mean? Like you just do what you need to do. You
You
get your
do you.
business. You just
Yeah,
do you. You know what I mean? It's not hectic. It's not loud. It's like if you want something to do, like the Falls, Clifton Hills, like 20 minutes away. Toronto is
exactly.
like an hour drive
That's the
away. There's a
benefit. It's not
train.
like too
Like every
far from like
Yeah, no, it's
relevant
not far.
places.
Not at all. Not at all. Like if you want to go to a Raptors game, you just get on the train. It's an hour
Yeah,
away. Like
yeah,
that's easy.
yeah,
Like some people drive more than an hour just to get to work. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
nothing. Like Welland was honestly perfect. Like, I feel like it
And it's so
shaped us.
crazy to me, bro.
Like being raised in Welland makes you just like you're just calm. You just kind of like to yourself. I
Yeah,
feel like you're just chill. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
generally speaking, like people kind of represent their city. Like
yeah,
what your personality is, I feel like generally is like a reflection of the city. If you're
yeah.
raised in, obviously like there's always
The only
exceptions, but
bad
if
thing was
you're,
like there's always that stigma about Welland,
mhm.
right? Like
Like what?
I've even had cousins growing up in like Font Hill and they
Hmm.
just like roast Welland. They just say it's like, yo, it's so like scummy or sketchy as compared to Font Hill. And I'm like,
Right,
I
right,
mean, I
right.
can see
Yeah.
where you're coming from. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like I wouldn't like treat it for anything, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like I
Yeah.
met
But the
like my
thing is
closest
though,
friends, right?
the
So
thing is though, that's why I love it too though, because
yeah,
I feel like Welland humbles you. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's not like a bunch
Because
of
low key,
privileged.
because I would rather be raised in like, even if this place is like, lower quality than other places, I'd rather be raised there but be humble. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because now, you don't look at like obviously there's worse places out there that are worse than
for
Welland.
sure,
But
for
now you're
sure.
not gonna look at those places and talk about them the same way your cousins or
Yeah,
whatever from Font Hill
yeah.
talk about Welland. You know what I mean?
Plus, at the end of the
Like
day, it's just
it's
Welland,
good
bro.
to
It's not like it's like
yeah.
Chicago. It's like mad dangerous, right? Like it's
Damn. Now
nothing like
you
that,
oh okay,
right?
you're talking about the
But like,
danger part. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. It's not dangerous. It's
yeah,
sketchy, but yeah, it's not
yeah.
dangerous
It's
though. You
not
know what I mean?
dangerous.
Welland is harmless. Welland
Yeah,
is
yeah.
harmless. You know,
Nothing's going on here.
the worst thing you just run into you run into crackheads. That's the worst thing. But
Yeah,
at least they won't have guns on them.
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so that's
man.
the thing. Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a safe place, bro. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, man.
I feel
Like,
like the Niagara region in general, bro, is relatively safe, right?
yeah, yeah. Fortunately,
Compared
yeah,
to
it's
like
relatively safe
even like the
because there's not that
GTA.
many
Like even
people.
the GTA is not like dangerous, but it's still like more goes on there than happens here.
He- That's just because there's more people.
More people, yeah, the
It's just because there
population's
are more
higher.
people, you know. Because
Yeah.
there's like things that happen in the falls and in St. Catharines, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Stuff.
Yeah.
Even Welland, honestly, like I always like I know people that
Pretty sure
like
there
got
was a stabbing at a
stabbed
local, yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, bro. Yeah, all the time, you know. Sometimes there's like yeah, sometimes people in St. Catharines get shot. Some people in the falls. There's like all those casinos and clubs. People are drinking. People. Anytime you
But
have
then
all
you
that
got
kind
the
of stuff,
flip
you're
side
like
where it's like you
guaranteed
got
someone's gonna get stabbed. You know.
But then you got the flip side when you got mad sensitive people, bro. Do you remember that one summer? I think you were at my house. I think there was a
Mhm.
few others, and we were just playing like
Oh
airsoft or
my
something.
god,
And
that's
the
not sensitive, bro.
and someone called the
That's
police,
racist,
bro.
bro.
That's
That's
mad
not
racist.
sensitive, bro. Keep it.
You remember that, right?
That's the only downside of Niagara. That's the only
Yeah,
thing. That's exactly it. Is and Welland in particular, actually, Welland in
yeah,
particular, because St. Catharines is actually mad diverse.
yeah.
Welland
That
is not
when
zero
that
percent
happened, I was like, that's
diverse.
crazy, man. Because it's like
Yeah,
we were kids, bro. It's like 3 years ago. We
bruh.
were just doing our own thing.
We were playing with BB guns
Yeah,
in the
in the
forest
in the
in the
forest.
backyard,
Yeah,
and people call the police, and the police pulls up on us
with
with a
the
shotgun,
gun. Yeah, yeah, bro.
bro, not a pistol, a
Yeah,
shotgun. This guy came
yeah,
out of the bushes like it was Call of Duty, bro.
yeah. Your
We're out
respects
here
to the
playing with
officer though. He was mad chill. He was mad chill. But at the end
uh
of the day, he was
no
just doing his
respects to the
job.
officer because he pulled up on some kids with a shotgun.
Yeah, I
So
feel like the
yeah, no.
more disrespect goes to I think
Respects to
the
him for
person
not
watching
shooting
the
us,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
exactly.
if I was
Yeah.
him, if I was an officer and I got a call, oh, there's some I thought at this
In
time,
Welland,
keep
right?
in mind we were like 17 years old.
Yeah.
There's some
And it was daylight,
teenagers.
bro. It was like
There's
daylight.
some teenagers playing with
Guns.
some guns, you know,
You
in
remember
their
what he called us?
backyard,
You remember what
in
he
their
called us?
backyard.
He called us off
So
white.
if I heard that, if I was taking that call, I would assume that judging by the fact that none of them are dead yet,
Yeah,
they're probably toys.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I would make that safe guess. You know, so I would. And he had his shot. He had a like you know the guy pulled up with a shotgun, and he
yeah,
had it pointed up, bro. Not even
yeah.
like it is not
I
pointed at the
remember that.
floor, nothing. This guy had it pulled up, like ready to go. You know,
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
what if one of all it took, bro, was for one of us to like accidentally because
Or just react.
he literally
I saw
jumped out
him
of the
late,
bushes,
yo, so
bro.
I didn't
All
see him
it took
until
was if I
yeah,
accidentally or you accidentally just like you know you just got frightened because you just saw somebody jump out of the bush and you just
yeah.
turned and like thought it was one of us and you just shot your BB at him. He would
Can
have
you
fired back
imagine?
with a
Yeah, God
shotgun.
forbid, yo. Yeah, yeah.
Like, bro, that's why, like, nah, like, that's why I don't give
I'm just like, yo,
respects
it
to
shouldn't
him,
have
bro.
even
You know,
gotten to
like,
that. Like the
that's
fact
what
that
I'm saying.
someone
Like,
felt the
I
need
do
to
not give
call
him,
the cops for literally kids,
bro.
bro. We're
That's one
17,
thing.
18, man.
Bro, that's
Like,
one
come
thing.
on.
You know what I mean? It's one thing that they called him. That's already wrong. The other thing is for him to come out with a shotgun
Yeah,
and to have it out pointed at us before
yeah.
he asked any
Because
questions
cops
or
don't
bro,
just pull up with a gun in their hand, right?
he could have just like went behind like came from behind the fence and just like used his like bullhorn or something and been like
Yeah, to
put
get our
your
attention, be
weapons
like,
down
yo,
or something like
yeah.
that. And that's all he had to do. But
Oh
he came
man,
up with a shotgun, bro. All it took was one
I don't
mistake,
remember what we
one
did. Did
bad
we just
reaction
drop
from one of us by
our
accident.
guns? I don't remember
Bro,
what we.
we were just bro, we panicked and we just dropped our things. Yeah, we
I
just
just saw
dropped
a cop
everything.
and I'm like, what's going on?
Bro, we
We're
dropped
kids, bro.
everything, bro. We dropped
Yeah,
everything and he was just like and then he realized like what was going on, I guess, you know?
yeah.
And then after that he was just like
I
yeah,
mean,
you
he
know, like
continued to
some
let us
people are
play, I
whatever.
think, right? He was like, just go over there so no one sees you. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
still,
He was
it's
chill after, but to be honest,
bro, imagine, yo, if he straight up,
bro.
yo, take this in. Imagine he sees us playing with toy guns and he
Mhm.
tells us to go home. Like, are you kidding me? Like, just imagine if he did that. Like, that's
Bro,
crazy. That would have been crazy. So thank God that didn't happen. But yeah,
bro, I don't think you realize how quickly that day could have went from harmless
yeah,
to
yeah. No, I know what you
literally
mean.
like
Yeah,
traumatizing. You know,
yeah. An
like
accident
this.
wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, man. That. There's so many stories like that. Like
Yeah,
there, you know, like the kid in the states that he was like on
yeah,
his cell phone, and he had like a
Yeah.
cell phone in his pocket, and the officer thought it was a gun and killed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, could have easily been similar
And what's the
situation,
thing?
bro.
I
You know what I
forget his
mean?
name already, but like he had like the air freshener, right, in his car.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was like the super recent one you're talking about,
Yeah, it
right?
happened like just a few days
Yeah,
ago. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
where was that, yo?
It was like what's his name? Something
Minnesota?
right, something like that. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
Minnesota.
yeah. That's
Man, yeah,
crazy.
that was something else. Yeah, Dante Wright, Dante Wright. That was his
Right,
name.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's wild, bro.
Father of a
And
1-year-old kid.
bro, man, those pictures are so sad, bro. This guy was a young
Mm,
guy, bro. Was he was 20 years old, I think. 20 years
probably.
old.
He looked mad young. Yeah, mad
I heard
young.
he was 20 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Younger than both of us.
Wow. Wow.
Like, bro, and did you hear the audio?
Nah, I didn't.
This
What
guy
was it?
was so. Oh wait, all right, my bad, my bad. I might be thinking. I'm thinking of a different one. Now, he is 20 years old, but there was another one, bro,
Yeah.
where they're like within the same week. I don't think this guy got killed though, but basically, this guy was like somebody who serves like in the army or something like that. Like he works for the military or something like that. He was in full uniform on his way home, and they stopped him.
Oh,
You heard about
yeah.
that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
Bro,
stopped him, and the guy was like this guy was so nice, bro. Like, like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah. Yeah.
officers
I know what you're
come,
talking about
he
now.
puts out his window, he's like, hey, he's like, like whatever, he's like, everything, he's like, is something wrong or whatever like that. And then the officer was like, you're about to be riding the lightning or something like that. He had like some dumbass accent, and apparently what he said, like riding lightning, whatever, that means that's like a metaphor for like putting you in an electric chair. Like they're like you're saying like you're gonna be in an electric
That's
chair, you know?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
like the guy was
They
just
still got
like,
that in the States?
I think in
Wow.
Texas, like
Wow.
certain hillbilly places,
That's crazy,
Uh,
man.
but anyways, yeah, and then the guy would just like continue to be nice. He was just like what's going on? Like he's like I'm scared. And then he's like the officer was like, you should be. He literally was like, you
Wow.
should be
What the
scared.
heck?
Yeah, yeah. And then he was telling him, he's like, the officer was telling him, he's like, get out of the car, like, or no, he was like, he was like, put your hands up and get like and show me your ID or something like that.
Mm.
Like, which is literally a
Probably mad
setup.
aggressive.
It
Yeah.
was literally a setup,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then the guy was like, listen, man, I'm honestly really scared. You know what I mean? He's like, he just literally told him, he's like, man, honestly, I'm really scared. I'd rather just not move right now, you know?
Yeah.
He literally told him that, and then the officer just started cussing at him and all that stuff. And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Bro,
man,
that
that's
reminds
just
me
not.
of
And
a
this guy was literally in uniform. He's a lieutenant. He's a lieutenant for
yeah,
like the military
the
side, and he's in
military.
his
Yeah, yeah.
uniform. So
Yeah, I
like
know.
he
I saw the
sees
photos.
like
I
you
saw the
can
photos.
see that he's like you know what I mean?
Someone who served
Like
the country.
somebody who's serving the country, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not
Yeah.
even just telling you like, hey, chill, man. Like I'm like,
Yeah, he's
no,
like
he's
you
like
can see
literally
it.
in his uniform.
Right.
Man,
Right. That's crazy.
so
Bro,
sad, bro. Like,
one time, I don't know, I can't remember if I told you this. I was actually recently, this happened, just a story with me. I might have told you, let me know if I did. I was talking to my
mhm.
one buddy about this because it just resurfaced, right? So one
Yeah,
time, bro, this must have been, it was my first year uni, so like 2018, right?
yeah.
Um, I was driving to school and
Hmm.
just randomly, so the day before I'm driving to school, my dad just randomly decided to show me a video of some, I think it was just some brown guy getting pulled over by a
Hmm.
cop for like a speeding ticket, and then he shot him dead, right? Like it was just like he just like on a
What?
random day, like he just showed me this video, right? And I was like, oh,
Say
that's crazy,
word.
right? I kid you not, I cannot make this up. The very next day, I told my dad about this story afterward, and he was like, "That's like crazy, yo." So like
Mm,
my whole family knows.
mhm,
I'm driving to school, right?
mhm.
And there's this car in front of me,
Yeah.
mad fast. I'm in like a 50 zone, right? So I'm
Uh-huh.
going 50, 55. Car in front of me is going like 80. Okay.
Mm,
I pass a cop car, right? Just like chilling
mm.
on the side, right? Lights go on. I'm like, all right, let me pull over so this cop can go by me,
And go
chase
get the
this
bad
guy
guy.
going 80. Go get the bad guy, right? So I pull over, bro. expecting, waiting for this cop to go by me and just zoom for this guy.
Mm,
Bro, I kid you not, this cop parks behind my car. And
mm,
I'm like, immediately I'm just confused, right? I'm like, I can still see the car. The car's like
mm-hmm.
within like this, like you can see it. Like I can see him going
Yeah, it's just
crazy, right?
zooming. Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, now I'm mad confused. I'm like, I've never been pulled over before. I've never been pulled over before or since, right? So I'm like, oh
Mm,
shoot, this is like weird. I don't know what to do. Plus, mind you, my
uh,
dad just showed me this video literally like less than 24 hours
yeah,
ago,
yeah. And
right?
before you finish, bro,
Yeah.
that's a big thing right there too, bro. Is like the amount of videos that are out there now
Mm,
of black and brown people,
hmm.
getting killed by police from
Yeah.
routine traffic stops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like think about it, and then like that's like traumatizing in itself.
Yeah.
So like when you're in that situation, you
You don't know what to
automatically you
expect.
you automatically put yourself into the position of those like
Yeah.
100 videos you saw of people that look just like
Yeah.
you getting
Yeah.
killed in that exact same scenario, which is why we panic and we get scared
Exactly.
and we like either you try to run or like you resist or like you're just shaking or like whatever.
Yo,
It's not because you're
I was
trying to get
shaking
away. It's
so
because
much.
you literally traumatized because you have literally seen someone that looks like you in that exact same
Mm,
position,
mm. Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it ends with them getting killed. So what
Yeah.
are you gonna
And
do?
and it's
You
not
know what I
like it's
mean?
like a what it happened once, it happened
No,
twice,
no,
three
no.
times. No, dude.
Lots of
Like
times. So
hundreds.
that's a big part of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
but keep going, keep going.
So
Yeah.
okay, so the cop pulls over and he stays in his car for a bit, right? Like you're supposed to get out, go to
Oh
the
my
window, stays in his car, right?
god.
I'm just
Oh
I'm
my
just like I know I didn't
god.
do anything wrong,
This
right?
guy
I'm
is
like,
so
okay.
annoying,
Oh,
bro.
by the way, so this is kind of important. I'm late to class, right? Like I already left my house late
Right,
and I still
right,
wasn't rushing, right? Like I was just like, dang, I just gotta get
right.
to school. Anyways, so I'm shaking, right? I'm like, oh no, like my hands are
Oh
like
my
this.
god, bro. Yeah,
Not cause I
yeah.
wasn't even thinking about like he's gonna shoot me because I'm like, yo, it's Canada. Like, is this really gonna happen? Like, I was
Yeah,
just like
right,
more
right.
nervous
It's
because
not
I've
as
never even been
common,
pulled
yeah.
over, right?
Right,
So
right.
so yeah, so I'm like in my head, I'm like, all right, let me just get the papers ready, right? Like the things, but I wait for the guy to
Mm-hmm.
come. So, anyways, long story short, the cop comes to my window and he's like, I roll down my window. He's like, license and registration, please. I'm like, all right. Sorry, no. Before that, he's like, oh, do you realize you were going like 87 in like a 50? The
Oh my
car is still
god.
like
Oh
before the
my
cop got out of the car, you
god.
could see the car, right? And I'm just like, respectfully, I was like, officer, like, I swear to God, like it was the car in front of me. I said to him, I genuinely don't know how you don't see him. Right? I said that. I said it wasn't me,
Mm,
like it was like him. He's like, whatever, license or registration. Yo, I kid you not, bro. I reach over because like obviously it's in the glove compartment. Is that what it's called? Like on the passenger side.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like bending over to reach it, right? Bro, from the my peripherals. So this part's gonna sound mad whack to you, but
Mm,
like just think about it from like the point of view, like in the moment, like you don't know what's going on.
mm,
Reach over from the corner of my eye. I see like this object that looks like a gun in my window, not out my window, not like at my window, inside, like you
mm.
like
You
inside,
stuck it
right?
through the window, yeah.
Yeah, like through the window, right? So I just see that from the peripheral of my eye, and
Peripheral.
peripheral, my bad, and I just panic. I panic, yo, like my elbow goes like this, 'cause I just flinch, right?
You jerked, yeah.
Yeah, I jerked. Like I was just caught so off guard that I hit the gun out of his hand on the
Oh,
ground
wait. It actually
outside.
was? It actually
Yeah,
was his gun?
So listen. So I did this
Bro,
and
what?
like I knocked this object off his hand. Bro, this
Okay.
guy picks it up. It was a speed gun because I guess he was trying to show me like the speed,
Bruh.
right? But like obviously like from my like from that point of view when I was looking, I couldn't see like what the object was. I just saw it from the corner of my eye,
Oh my
right?
god.
So I just like mad instinct. My dad showed me this
Mm,
video like literally less than 24 hours
mm.
before. I just
Good
flinched off of natural
reflexes.
reaction. Yeah.
Good
And it
reflexes. Look at this
knocks him,
guy. You almost saved your own life.
knocks the thing out of his hand. So he's like, yo, what's going on, sir? All right. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I think I might have hit his hand, so like might have like hurt his finger or something stupid, right? So I was just
Mm,
apologizing, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Yo, this guy picks it up. He's like, oh, I just wanted to show you this was your speeding, blah blah blah. This is how much you're going. But the worst part about it, bro, I'm like I'm embarrassed I didn't like report him for this or get like his badge number or whatever you do. I was just so panicked. He
mm,
literally said something, I forget word for word, but something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing. He said something like, "Oh, why is it that people like you always gotta expect the worst out of us cops?" He's like, "At the end of the day, we're just trying to do our job, but it doesn't make it easier that there's so many people like this who believe that we're all out to get you." And I'm just like,
oh my
and
god.
I'm just like,
I would have spit
man,
on his shoes.
I'm just
I would
like,
have
yo, because yo,
my head
at
out
that
the
point, it
window,
didn't even
look
become like
down,
a,
and spit on his shoes.
because bro, at that point, it
I
wasn't even
don't care,
about
bro. I
me. It
don't
was
care
just like
about
he's
what
targeting like
kind of
everyone, right?
like, bro.
Right.
You.
And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. And I said, like, honestly, I'm just late for class. He knows it's not my fault. We could see the car in front of me, right? Like we both know it's not my fault. This guy just pulled me over, right? For whatever
Mm,
reason. Maybe he got the wrong car. He did get the wrong car, right?
mm,
So I'm just like, I promise it wasn't me. I genuinely don't know how you can't see the guy in front of us who's literally still going, by the way, right? Because it's a long road. Still going, by
mm-hmm,
the way. So anyways, he gets to his thing. Oh, sorry, before I'm like, oh, I'm late to class. Like I'm really just trying to get to class and running late. Long story short, he didn't like ticket me because he knew he was wrong, right? Like he knew like
mm-hmm.
he messed up. But yeah, bro, that was just the thing. He was just like calling out like the whole community. He's like, what is it with like people like you, like always thinking that all cops are out like to get like the worst of you or something like that? And it's like,
Oh
bro, first of all,
god.
that's not what we think, right? That's not what we think. But the fact that you think that we think that is crazy, right?
No, we have every right to think that. What
Yeah.
like what kind of idiot like man, cops are the only people who expect you
This man
to
caught
be
feelings
to
that his
no,
speed gun
he
fell on the ground, bro.
they're the only people that expect you to be more calm than they are, even though they're the one that have
Yeah.
a gun in their pocket.
And
You know
mind
what I
you,
mean?
this is
Like
all
I'm
the
supposed to
day
be
after
super
this
calm and
video that I
everything,
just
even
seen.
though you're the one that has a gun and I'm here
Right.
like literally at your mercy. Like you could pull
Yeah.
it out, do whatever you want, and
Yeah. Like, thank
nobody
God,
would
bro,
know
it
what
wasn't a
happened.
real gun, but like I thought it was. I genuinely thought it was, right? Like I didn't know any
Mm-hmm.
better. My so I got home, bro, when my classes finished. I showed my dad, or I told my dad, I told my brother, I told my mom. They're just like, that's crazy. I can't believe it happened. And I just find it so ironic how my dad showed me that video, bro. And it's just like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like that whole situation. So yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that's like, nah, these kinds of like videos, like the one you're talking about stuff, like they automatically like subconsciously traumatize anybody
Mm,
who, who looks anything like the people that are the victims of
yeah.
those like those situations.
Situations.
So like, even if you don't think it affects you, if you are put in a similar situation, like even just a regular traffic stop or something, you're gonna like that trauma is gonna come out,
Yeah,
like
for
without
sure.
you, and you're not gonna know why,
Subconsciously.
because it's subconsciously, because you're automatically gonna put yourself in that position because you've
Yeah.
seen so many people that resemble you,
Mm,
in that same situation, and it ends so badly for them. So
yeah.
like, and life or death, man. Like a lot of people don't understand like the severity of life or death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really easy for someone to be like, man, like just stay calm and like and just don't say anything or don't do anything or whatever, and like literally it would just be over in a few minutes. It's
Yeah.
really easy for you to say because like it's not your life and you haven't been put in that situation. You
It's
know what I
because
mean?
most people we grew
And
up
you're
with,
not viewed as
bro.
a threat. Like
Yeah.
if you like, all it takes is for that guy to I don't know, have a bad day or do whatever he
Yeah.
wants, and if he shoots you, that's it. Like this
Because, yo,
isn't
what
Call
if
of
he just
like
had a
life is
mad,
real life.
frustrating day
Nah, bro,
for like the
real
first
life
six
is not
hours,
Call
right?
of Duty, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
what people don't understand. Like that's why I don't really like these like all these video games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff because like it
Mm,
pretty much teaches kids to like that makes them feel like life is like it makes them feel like life is a game, like
mm,
you could die, you could go into like dangerous places, you could like do all this dangerous stuff, you could do whatever you want, but like you'll basically be okay at the end of the day. But there's no
yeah.
respawn in real life, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you let somebody like it's like there's certain scenarios where it's kill or be killed, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like you either defend yourself or that's it. Like it's literally over for you.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's why.
I
Like,
can
I don't know,
relate and
bro.
also like I agree and disagree with that
Mm-hmm.
because it makes sense. Like I agree, but I would only disagree because like my whole childhood, like I played GTA since I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. Literally since
Mm-hmm.
like the days I came into Canada, Call of Duty, same thing. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people um can feel that way or like kind of learn like, oh, this is life. But like I know for a fact that like someone like me like is not like that's not what real life is. You know what I mean? Like I understand that. Like for example, like GTA, right? Like you're just gonna be like killing civilians on like the street or something, or whatever it may be, right? But it's like I know like there's like no way in hell I'm gonna be doing that. You know what I mean? If that's what you
Mm-hmm.
were trying to bring up, I don't know if that's what you're touching on.
Nah, man, not really. Like, obviously, I'm not saying you're gonna go play a video game or you can go like steal cars and then you're gonna wake up the next day and go steal a car, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but like, it's when you get
No, but that's
so
the thing though. People think that
when
that like can happen. You know what I mean? Like there's like
no,
paranoid
like
like
this,
parents thinking like,
no,
oh, if my
obviously,
son's
like
playing
that's
these games, you know what I mean?
no, obviously, like that's pretty stupid, you know, like that's
Yeah.
extreme. Like, if all it takes is for your kid to like play a
Yeah, that's
game
pretty
where you can
sad.
steal cars for him to go
Yeah.
and steal a car, then like
But I see
that's
what you're
probably not.
saying
It's
though.
probably not the game that did that. It's probably a lack of parenting, you know. So like, I
Right.
look back at the parents. I'm talking about life and death, bro. You know what I mean? Like when death has become so normalized to you, you've all your favorite games and are involve you dying like 100 times. You know, like you sit there and like they're like so many guys sit and play COD for like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Within those 4 hours, they probably died like 50 times, you know?
Yeah, probably
So,
more.
you know, probably more, you know, like you go, you watch videos, you watch movies, people die. You watch your favorite show, people die. Like all your favorite shows, like involve people like, or not die, but like, you don't die, but come back to life. Or like all these shows and movies, like sci-fi and stuff, people get shot, but they still survive. And like all these
Yeah, all that
movies, like,
fake
oh,
stuff.
this guy got shot like 7 times in the head, and then he goes to the hospital and he's in a coma for 6 months, and then
But he
he's comes,
recovers.
but then he recovers. Like that stuff is not real life, man. You know what
Yeah.
I
All
mean?
it takes is
Like
one bullet and you're
if you
gone.
get yourself in a dangerous situation, first of all, you should avoid that at all
Right.
costs. If you find yourself in that situation somehow by accident or something, you if you don't defend yourself, then you're gonna find yourself dead. That's why I disagree with a lot of like the school systems. Like I remember I used to get like in trouble a lot like at school, like when I was little, like elementary school and stuff, because like they teach you like if there's like a kid that hits you or someone's trying to hit you or someone's trying to hurt you or anything like that, they teach you to basically just take it and go find a teacher. They basically tell you just go find a
Mm,
teacher, go find a teacher.
yeah.
Man, in real life, if some crackhead comes up behind you with a big stick and tries to hit you with it, and you run around until you find a cop, you're gonna be dead before you find a cop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's why
Yeah.
personally, like you know what I mean? People can disagree, people can do whatever they want, man. I don't care, bro. Like, you know, school should be setting them up for like for real life, you know what I
Real
mean?
life.
So it's like, man, I'm not gonna tell any kid to go beat anybody up. But if anybody is making you feel like you're in danger, then defend yourself, you know,
Self-defense is
defend yourself and then go find a teacher.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Defend yourself
Yeah.
and then go find a teacher, you know, like if there's some kid that's trying to hit you or whatever, push them to the ground and then go find a teacher, you know what I mean? Make sure
Yeah.
you're safe and then go find a way to like, you know, take care of it. Because that's real life, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you don't defend yourself, yeah, man,
Because like what if in real life
that's
on your
my
way to
point.
find a cop, like some guy throws like this like a brick at your head and you're gone.
Man, that's
You know
just
what I
not
mean?
realistic, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all it takes, bro. It just takes one, like that guy just to throw, like you said, a brick or throw anything or
Anything.
hit you anywhere. You know what I
Shoot
mean? Like,
you.
yeah, like anything, man. Like he could do anything, you know? And that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like people try to be so politically correct with these things, but it's like, man, there's no way to be politically correct when it comes to life or death. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because if
yeah.
I have to choose between letting this guy throw a brick at me potentially while I'm trying to run away, or me punching him in the face and knocking him out. You know what I mean? And then going to like call the police or like something like that, then I'm gonna choose the second one. Because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna take I'm not even gonna take a 20% chance. Even if there's an 80% chance of me getting away, 20% chance of him hitting me with something and it like really like injuring me
Serious damage.
seriously.
Yeah,
I'm not
20% is
even
too big for life or death.
bruh,
That's way too big.
for me,
1%
one%
too,
is too
yeah.
much. So
That's what I'm
I don't care
saying. So
about.
let
For
alone
me, zero
20%.
point zero 0.05 is percent is too much. So
Yeah.
I don't care personally. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. People like I think a lot of people honestly would probably disagree because they probably haven't been in certain situations yet where they've had to like realize the severity of death, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like once you've been in certain like situations or people that like you're really close with like or that you knew really well like start passing away or like something like that, you know what I mean? Then you really start to understand the value of like life and death, man. And you start to really realize like I'm not playing with my life, bro. You know what I mean? Like even
Mm.
if I had to go to even if that situation put me in jail for like a year, I'd rather go to jail for a year and then live until I'm 90 than than die when I'm like in my 20s, bro.
21.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta realize, bro, like life and death, bro, like that's serious, bro. And that's what I'm saying. All these movies and
That's as big as you
shows
can
and
get.
sci-fi and video games and stuff.
It's
That's what I was saying
advertising
about it.
violence
I'm
and
not
death.
talking about like, oh, they're gonna teach your kid to go steal a car because he saw it in the game. No, but
Yeah.
it's gonna become so normal to him to be like, because it's I even see it like with my like own like kids in my family, like little cousins and nephews and stuff like that. It's so normal for them because like Fortnite and stuff like that. Like they'll be like, oh, like I just hear them when they're playing. They'll be like, oh man, I died. It's like,
Yeah.
bruh, like I get it, like they're playing a game, like it's not that serious, but I don't even like the idea of that being so normal for them to think about. And
Mm.
that's like every kid right now, like in the world,
Yeah.
pretty much. Every kid plays Fortnite and
Unfortunately,
like
yeah.
video games and stuff. It's so normal for them to see their character in a game, which is a representation of themselves, that somebody they're controlling, to see them die, and for
Yeah.
them to talk about it so normally.
Yo,
Oh,
what do you
bro, I
think how
died.
like how most literally almost all video games not sports related have
Mhm.
to do with guns,
Yeah,
right?
all
So
of them,
what does
bro.
that
All of
and
them.
video games, why do you play them? You play them to have fun, right? So
Hmm.
what does this say, right?
When
That
dying and killing is what's
yeah,
most fun for you.
exactly,
Yeah,
right? Because like what
exactly,
does it say that
exactly.
literally the way of having fun is other than sport games, it's that.
Hmm.
It's like if it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
guns, it's like swords, it's whatever, you know what I mean? Some
yeah,
sort
one
of
hundred
right.
percent,
So yeah, what does that say about society if literally
100%, bro.
you're having fun with all that? But I mean,
No,
I'm back and forth
exactly,
with it because I
exactly.
grew up playing like stuff like GTA and Call of Duty, so like, and I know I turned out fine, but I know like it's a serious issue for a lot of people and
Hmm.
for a lot of parents. Like when I'm a parent, I might be mad, like hypocritical, and wouldn't want my children to play such games, right? Knowing that I
Yeah.
have and I was still
Hmm.
fine, but like still,
Yeah.
like subconsciously, it's like, do I want my kids exposed to this? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's one of those.
Honestly, I was never into like that, like those games really. Like maybe a little bit when I was younger,
Yeah.
but like not
I mean, I've
really. You know
always
what I
been
mean?
into
Like,
sport games. Like in my like whole like family, I'm like that odd
hmm.
one out who's like, yo, you're weird. You only like basketball, soccer, stuff like
Hmm.
Madden, stuff like that. You only
Hmm.
like sport games. What's wrong with you? But like I still
Right,
played
right.
them like growing up, right? And it's just
Yeah,
like literally I think about it, other than sport games, what games are there? Right?
yeah,
Um,
for real.
all the other ones are just guns.
All of them
All of
violent
them.
as hell, bro.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. No, that's
So
facts, bro.
yeah.
No, that's facts, man. At the end of the day, there's no problem telling your
Some
kids
of them
not to
do be
do
mad
stuff that you
fun.
did,
I
you know?
won't lie. I can't be that big of a hypocrite. But like at the
Yeah.
same time, like
Nah, but at the end of the day, just because
I see
something's
both
fun
ends of
doesn't
it.
mean it's
Yeah,
good for you, man.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
lots of things that are fun that are not good for us. You know what I mean? Like, it would be cool to go take somebody, like, if I see like a $200,000 car, it'd be a lot of fun for me to just go get in it and take it from someone. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And cash
But
out.
doesn't mean I should do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like,
That's when morals kick
like
in.
that's where morals kick in at the end of the day. You gotta see the line where there's enough fun things to do that are not wrong or that won't have a negative effect on me, even
Yeah.
subconsciously, so that I don't need to go and still also do the things that are negative that are fun, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So
You
yeah,
know,
we've
there's got to be
been
self-control at some point. You know, like we're not
exactly,
animals. You know.
exactly. Because like you and I, like
Yeah.
I would consider us being like very fortunate to the point where, due to the fact
Hmm.
that we're like are strong to our morals, right? Because
Hmm.
that's such a
Right.
huge foundation for
Yeah.
everything you do, right? Because a person
You're
who
right.
doesn't have such morals or any
Yeah.
values, right, would
Hmm.
play such
Yeah.
like be exposed to
Yeah.
such
They probably
content and
test their. They probably push their limits
yeah,
a lot more.
they'd be like,
You know.
let me see what
They're
this
like,
is
why
about.
not? Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
their
YOLO,
answer to every question is gonna be why not? You know, like
YOLO.
why not? Yeah,
Yeah,
YOLO. You know, because like they don't have that guidance. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
important to always have certain things that like you know you live by, like certain things to
yeah,
guide you.
yeah.
You know, or else you're
Worst
just gonna
comes to
do
worst,
anything
you
and
got that
everything.
to rely on, right? So, or that to
Yeah,
be a guidance or whatever you
exactly.
want
And
to call it. So,
it's all good. Like it's okay to try things or like to make mistakes like that as long as you learn from them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But if you're just doing things and just like repeating them and doing things like just for the sake of doing them, you know, then it's
mm,
that's just kind of like a dangerous path to go
yeah,
down because it's like that snowball effect can get pretty heavy, you know? Because if it
yeah,
starts with you just being like, oh, like who cares? Like I'm like this is just a game or this is just a whatever. I don't know. This is just a vape. This is just a whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like whatever. You know what I mean?
I
Like
see what you're saying.
there's so many gateways. You know what I mean? And if we're not using like if we're not being like disciplined like on ourselves, like to to hold ourselves to certain morals, then that snowball is just gonna keep carrying away. You know, like those things that you
Yeah,
started off just telling yourself like justifying by being like, oh, it's just this or it's just that later on those are going to turn into way more extreme things, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The person that now they say is, oh, it's just heroin, that person didn't start off saying, oh, it's just heroin. He started off saying, oh, it's just, I don't know,
I
whatever,
know what
man,
you
you
mean.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like they
yeah,
started off with something super small, man, and they just justified it because they had no like
yeah.
they didn't really have a reason to not do it, you know?
That's
They
the
didn't have like a
scariest thing,
they
man.
didn't have a moral
Justifying your
system
poor
or any
actions.
guidance system that was
Yeah,
like they didn't have any consequence for it. You know what I mean? It was just
yeah.
like whatever, like
That's the
worst
biggest
case,
thing.
like
Because
I
without
do it, I don't,
consequence,
and I
there's
don't.
no hesitation to do something, right?
Yeah,
If there's no
exactly. Like
consequence, you're gonna do it because, like you
why
said,
not?
why not? Exactly.
Yeah,
Why not, right?
exactly.
So yeah, no, I would say we're really fortunate and blessed to have that as a guidance, if you will. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, big facts. Exactly, bro.
sure,
I
for sure, for
agree.
sure.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man. I think we done dropped a lot of knowledge.
Yes, sir. That's what we
Yes,
do.
sir.
That's what we do on the pod.
That's what we do. That's what
What
we're
we
here
do. It's
for.
nothing new. Come on now. You're
It's what
surprised?
we do. It's nothing new. Mountain Blue, Mountain Dew, True Blue.
mm,
Who knew? He showed his true colors.
mm, mm.
Brown.
Don't kill. Oh my god! Don't kill me.
Yeah, man. Nah, all right,
Once you
it's a
go
wrap for
brown,
today, bro.
won't
Once
be
you go
let down.
brown, then oh, once you go brown, you'll never ever frown. You won't be let
Jeez,
down.
you won't turn into a clown.
Jeez.
It is. You know what we do.
You don't really do some light bars, light bars.
But yeah, I think that was a
Yeah,
good
bro.
session. I'll call it a
Yeah.
wrap there.
Yeah, I know what it is, bro.
Yes, sir. And until the next one, we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all then.
Stay tuned. You dig?